What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. Wanted to make this video today, as you saw from the picture, hopefully, talking about picks, which I think is actually a pretty important piece of guitar playing. I mean, it's the thing that contacts the string, unless you're using fingers, finger picking and all that, and even then, there's finger picks. But today I'm just going to talk about some of the picks I've used over the years and what I'm actually using now, because I think I found one that actually really is the best one I've ever used. So I'll just kind of get right into it. So this is the one when I first started playing guitar. This is actually, you can't really see it anymore, but you can kind of faintly see it. It's a Fender Heavy pick. These things are like legendary. This one actually is from the 1990s. I have a collection of picks that I keep in an old like melted up record. A bunch of picks in here. I have tons of picks from way back in the day, from when I first started playing, actually. But this is a Fender Heavy One. This was my go-to basically for many years. The problem I always have with picks, especially picks like this, I always play with heavy picks unless I'm playing with an acoustic, and then I always use the flimsy. I just like the way that wow. That literally just broke on camera when I flicked it. Anyway, I'm not going to edit that out. But this one, this Fender Heavy, these are the ones that I used most of the time. The problem I always had is when when I'd be picking, in the beginning when I first started learning to play guitar, I was playing a lot of heavy metal, speed metal, Metallica, Slayer, Megadeth. And so, palm muting like crazy all the time. These things would always just slip out of my hand. I don't know if it was from sweat or what, but they sounded great, but they always slipped out of my hand. So I was always searching for something new. Then I came across these Dunlop, I think they're the Tortex Pics. This size, kind of a little on the flimsier side, gave me a little bit, more play, but it was rougher, but still, I still had that problem with as I would be picking, the pick would either slide out of my hand or fall off. So again, but these are what I used for the longest time. Then I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll try these guys here. These are like super thick. I don't know if it says the millimeter on here. These are called Big Stubby. I thought these would be perfect. Oh, it's a 2 millimeter. I mean, this is like, you cannot bend this thing at all. I thought it would be actually really good because it's got a little divot in the middle of it where your thumb would go, and I'm like, that's perfect. It should work. But I used these for a while, but I found that these are a little bit too hard for me. I let my buddy who plays bass try one, and he loved it, so I kind of gave most of them to him. I kept one or two just for just to see, but I don't like this because it doesn't glide over the strings very easily. It's too hard for me. So again, basically in the search for the perfect pick, I was still using these two as my main ones, the orange and the Fender Heavy. Still couldn't find anything. Then I kind of, I used to go into Guitar Center way back in the day and just go, they used to have the big pick box out there, and they would open it up, and you could touch all the different picks and, feel them and stuff. They don't have that anymore. They took that away probably because too many people were stealing picks. But there is one music store around here, and I'll show you that one here in a minute. But there actually is still one music store around here that has that cool giant open container for you to test them all, which I really appreciate. So one of my journeys, I found this weird pick here. Again, I don't even know what really this is for. I'm sure it's designed for something special, but I don't know. I just grabbed it because it was like a quarter at the time. So I'm like, all right, I'll try it. Maybe if I hold it this way, or if I do this, or so hold it like this, maybe that would work. But again, it's the same thing. It's the Tortex. So I still had the same problem. Then you got your classic this is a medium Jimi Hendrix pick that I got when I bought a guitar from somebody. They gave me a box of stuff, and it had this in there. So but again, this is kind of just like a Fender Heavy or a Fender Medium. It's, hard plastic, no grip. I just can't use those. Then my buddy, I tried this one. I thought maybe one of these really pointed ones would work good. This is another, again, Tortex. I seem to always gravitate towards these Tortex ones. That, again, still fail on that. Then I found these Dunlop Gator Picks, I think they're called. Let me show you that one right there. This was kind of similar to the Tortex, but it seemed a little bit rougher. But again, every pick I ever use, I always have that problem where it slips out of my hand. Then I thought, I was like, well, maybe, when I first started playing, I mean, I've kind of graduated. I'm a little bit better than I was when I first started playing, so maybe I could use the Fender Heavies again. Well, they don't make those anymore, at least not in my area. But they kind of had something very similar. These Daddario Picks, they're really similar to the Fender Heavies. So I bought a bunch of these, and I'm like, okay, I started using these. Still, nope, slipped out of my hand. So my buddy, who's a bass player, he gave me one of these, and he suggested, he's like, oh, a lot of shred guys use these jazz picks. So I tried that. I'm like, okay, maybe the other pick's just too small. I did not like this thing at all. I don't know how shredder guys use it, but I can't stand it. Again, it's super thick. It's 1.52 mil. I can't even bend it. I like my pick to have a little give in the tip, just so it can glide over the strings. I feel like it's just too hard for me when I go up and down with these really super hard picks. Then at this music store, a local music shop that's been here for probably 60, 70 years, very old school, named after a family. I went in there just for something else. I hadn't been in there in years because I used to live near there. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to go check that place out, give them some business instead of Guitar Center. Because the Guitar Center, honestly, is just like a mile from my house, so it's so much easier to go there. This other place takes about 20, 25 minutes to get there, so it's, kind of a pain to go there. But I wanted to support them. So I was digging through, and I found this pick. This is the pick that I used for a long, long time, probably for a couple years, until I found the one that I'm going to show you after this one. So I'm guessing this is the company. They're called Cool Pics. Let's see if I can get the zoom in on that. Yeah, it's cool. This is a thin one that I was using for acoustic, but they make thick ones. Actually, this was really good because this piece right here is rubber, which is perfect for somebody like me. So I started using these, and these are what I was using exclusively. In fact, I think I still have a whole bag of them right here that I bought. I bought a ton of them because I'm like, oh my God, these picks are awesome. They're not gonna slip out of my hand, so I use these for forever. Then I went to that same music store, and every time I go there, maybe I'll buy a cable or some strings or something, again, just to give them some business. So I started digging around, and I came across this. I don't know if it's pronounced Dava, however you pronounce it, but these are the best picks I've ever used. And they come in all different colors. They have, they have gray or white, red, they have green. I think I have some more. Yeah, I have. So I got these. They come in blue, yellow, white, and red, and there's some other colors too, I'm sure. I have a ton of these now. And they basically, I don't really notice a difference in thickness, like based on color. They all feel the same to me. But this is the best pick I've ever used because this whole thing is rubber, and it's got that flexibility that I like. I have been using these, and I've found a couple of things. One is that I don't drop them ever. They stay exactly where I start. And because unlike this one, where did it go? So unlike this one, this one only has rubber just right here, right? And then the whole other rest of it's plastic, okay? This one has basically rubber almost all the way down to the tip. So, the cool thing is, for me anyway, if I have to hold this pick like this, right? Look where my thumb is. It's hard to show you on this thing, but so how am I gonna do that? All right, well, maybe I could do it. See if I can do it like this. Yeah, so look where my thumb is, right? Look how much space is there. It doesn't look like a lot, but it's a lot. Well, but if I hold this one, look at that. It's like you can't even see it, barely. You barely see it. This pick allows me, because I've always had a problem with harmonics, pinch harmonics. But that's because I hold my pick so far back. I have to, you know, kind of like really flick my thumb to try and get the harmonic. But with this, like I do them so often now because I hold my pick so close that it's so much easier. And again, the pick like never moves out of my hand. I love these picks. I'm not endorsed by them or anything. I'm just a regular guy with a YouTube channel that likes to talk about stuff. So nobody's paying me anything. But these are a little pricey. I think they're like, I want to say they're like 75 cents a piece or $1 a piece at that place. I feel like 75 cents. You can get them on Amazon. I'll try and throw a link in the description. And I think, yeah, it's like $5 for like 3 or 4 or something like that. I challenge you to test one of these out. If you have a problem like I did, and again, I've been playing guitar for, what, 20 some odd years. Let's just say, you know, I've been out of high school for a few decades. And I've never come across a pick like this. And I can't believe like I never invented one. I probably should have. But these are amazing. Again, I'll link them in the description. Try them out. If you have problems where you're always having to like readjust your fingers, or, you know, you're not able to hold the pick close enough. Because I mean, basically, you know, I can hold this. Look at that. I mean, that's all you need right there. That's just enough, and it's perfect for the harmonics. So I challenge you to use one of these. Order some from Amazon. Let me know what you think. I love these picks. I'm gonna throw all the other ones away or give them to my buddy. Well, I'll collect them. But I don't use, I discovered these probably about a year ago, and I've never used anything but these except for on acoustic. And these are by far my favorite ever. I've never come close except for this. These ones might be good for you too. I like these. The thin ones are good for acoustic, right? Because of the, you know, I don't really trying to get too many harmonics on an acoustic. So these are good for acoustic, just the thin ones, of course. I don't like thin picks on electric. That's just, I just don't feel comfortable doing it. So I just wanted to make this video and show you these picks. Again, I don't know if it's Dava. I don't know what the company name is, but if anybody knows, you know, please put it in the comments. But I challenge you to get some of these, and if you have used these for a while, let me know what you think. Let me know if you like them as much as I do, because again, I think these are the best. Every time I go into that store, no matter if it's for strings or whatever, I always pick up at least 5 or 10 of these, just because I'm, you know, I always want to have some in case that day comes where they ever run out, like they stop making them. I'm gonna be screwed. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and we'll see you next time.